Masvidal has over 40 fights, not to count the ones that he's had in street fights. Cerrone, close to the same, but they also choose...
When he trains tomorrow, you will see a better version of himself. Good wrestling and train sometimes with Tyrone Lewis and Jared Sanders, both guys that were All-Americans at Oklahoma State University. So this guy can wrestle and will try to impose that on his opponent, Jason Gonzalez. Again, Michelle, to your point.
Sorry, I jumped the gun, but yeah, Jason started training MMA because he wanted to beat up a bully. He's a contestant on Tough 22, and now he's fighting for the UFC, so I bet you that bully's pretty mad.
He's got to be pretty upset.
156 for Jason Gonzalez.
But you said his two favorite submissions are twisters and banana splits. Those are not common submissions in MMA, so if he can pull that off, he's a very exciting guy to watch.
Yes, sir.
All right, moving on now to the featured bout of the Fight Pass prelims in the UFC flyweight division. Alexandre Pantoja versus Eric Showtime Shelton.
Eric Shelton recently competed on Tough 24. He was Team Benavidez then, so you know that he's probably got a guillotine that he was taught somewhere along the way. Not to mention he trains with two UFC vets in Pete Spratt and Dwayne Ludwig.
Official weight for Jeremy Kimball.
His nickname is
opponent Marcos Rogerio Peizal de Lima.
You watch De Lima fight, and he's a very aggressive Muay Thai striker. He has professional kickboxing experience. Now, he did not make the contracted weight this morning. We have to say that. He does get the fight. He will give 20% of his purse to his opponent, but the opportunity to compete is still there for this young man.
By 3.5 pounds, he missed weight.
209.5 for Peizal. He will give 20% of his fight purse to his opponent.
You got to see how that affects his fighting, too, because he's very aggressive and goes very hard very early. Let's see if it takes a toll on his cardio.
Well, they call Kimball the grizzly bear for a reason, so let's see if he can go out there with small hands.
In the middleweight
heavier
division,
man.
Eric Sabrina Spicely versus Alessio Manzo Di Chirico.
Chirico, awesome opponent, great striking, mixes it up, comes from a great camp, and he's looking to come out here and do great things on this fight night. Says he's confident, says he's ready, and let's see how his weight is, even though he already made it.
185 the official weight for Manzo. And his opponent, Eric Spicely.
Eric Spicely weighed in today at 185.8 pounds. He's training at TriStar for his fight camp this time around. He says that if he wasn't fighting for the best organization in the world, he'd probably be working on his career as a skateboarder.
186, the official weight earlier today for Eric Spicely.
Also, fun fact about him, his hero is Ric Flair.
Woo! We all love Ric Flair.
That was your been waiting for that moment.
Let me tell you one thing. You sure know how to butter up to us, don't you? A professional wrestling club.
Moving on now to the light heavyweight division, and Hiki Frankenstein da Silva versus Jordan Johnson. First fighter to the scale, undefeated as he makes his UFC debut, Jordan Johnson.
You got Jordan Johnson, a University Nationals All-American, wrestled at Grand Canyon University, and then went on to wrestle at one of the greatest, most storied wrestling universities in the entire world, the University of Iowa. He said he loves to win fights by chokes. Now,
205, the official weight for Jordan Johnson.
obviously his wrestling puts him in those positions, but he's in my weight class where we all like to just knock each other out with punches.
And he also trained with Phil Davis a little with us at
They
a
call
line.
him Frankenstein, and I can see why. He absolutely is a monster in the octagon. He likes to be just like Frankenstein. He walks his opponents down and clobbers them.
That's a good word. Why
Hey,
not?
sometimes it looks like he's going to slobber. He goes right at him, I'll tell you that much.
Slobber knocks him.
206, the official weight for Frankenstein.
Frankenstein has finished 8 opponents in the first round. He'll be headhunting when this match starts tomorrow night.
Next up, UFC welterweight division, Bobby Nasty Nash versus Lee the Leech Jing Liang.
Jiang Liang is fighting on Chinese New Year. Now, the local Chinese community have tried to shower him with gifts. They're trying to help alleviate any last-minute homesickness that he may have. People at home believe that China will stop to watch Lee fight. He's very popular over there. He has a great support system, great fan base.
170.5, the official weight for the Leech.
He's not supposed to fight here tonight, but he's had some delays to get him to this point. So let's hope everything works out for him.
Bobby Nasty Nash.
Bobby Nash is no slouch. He's currently on a 6-fight win streak, and that doesn't count his 14-0 amateur record, holding 3 amateur titles as well. This guy comes in with a ton of experience just in his amateur career alone, which makes him a professional before he even started his professional career. That goes on, and that is the next generation that is coming up in this sport.
171 for Bobby Nash.
He also owns a bachelor's degree in sociology from Michigan State and a Division I Big Ten wrestler. Let's see how he does.
All right, next up, folks, this is a big one in the UFC bantamweight division. Rafael Assunção versus Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling.
There's my man Aljo with the big gold chain, with the high top fade. He looks like you will find him rapping on a corner somewhere in Brooklyn in the mid-'80s. But when it's time to fight, Aljamain Sterling has the goods. How does he respond to his first loss in his last fight? He says that he respects Rafael Assunção. He wishes that his brothers would stop trying to talk trash for him. If you're gonna talk trash, do it yourself.
136, the official weight for Aljo.
Aljo's in phenomenal shape. He says that he likes Rafael, but unfortunately, those brothers can talk for you, brother, but they can't fight for you.
Rafael Assunção brings 15 fights of high-level experience from the WEC and the UFC to come into this fight. He's also fought former champion TJ Dillashaw and beaten him, so he has the look to be great in this division. Facing a guy like Aljamain Sterling will move him up in the division to another good spot. He also boasts a strong striking defense and a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
135.5, the official weight for Rafael Assunção.
This is a premier matchup in the 135-pound division. Everybody's going to get a great show here.
And our featured bout of the FS1 UFC Fight Night prelims in the middleweight division. Nate the Great Marquardt versus Smiling Sam Alvey.
Smiling Sam Alvey, everybody knows him for that big smile of his, but they forget about his pro experience since 2008. That's just a year after I started. He's been doing this almost 11 years, ladies and gentlemen. 13 first-round finishes. This guy can punch. He has a natural God-given gift to knock people out, and that is something that he's always looking for in every matchup he's had.
185.5, the official weight for Sam Alvey. And his opponent, born right here in Denver, Colorado, Nate the Great Marquardt.
If there's anybody that has more fights than Smiley, it's Nate the Great. I remember when I trained out here in Colorado, I actually went to his gym to train and just thinking, man, this guy's a legend.
185.5 for Nate Marquardt.
And he's still fighting today. You know, he had his pro debut when he was 17. I think he actually fought illegally.
Hi again, folks. Only 4 more fights to go. First on the main card should be a good one between Alex Caceres and Jason Knight. And DC, the 18-2 Knight, weighs in first.
Jason Knight, you want to do this, boy? That's what he said in his octagon debut. A very forward fighter, forward pressure fighter. A guy that has phenomenal technique, says that he is going to embarrass Alex Caceres, wants to knock him out.
145.5 for Mississippi Mean, Jason the Kid Knight.
Jason Knight says Caceres has never been in there with anybody like him, and he's going to embarrass him tomorrow night and prove a point against Bruce Leroy.
Caceres is hyped. Not a lot of time. He's in there quick to get done with this weigh-in, clearly.
145 on the
competed on Tough 12 to gain tons of experience. He trains at the lab with John Crouch, so you know his ground game is up there to hang with Knight. He's unorthodox, resilient, and unpredictable. This matchup right here is another sleeper bout.
Jason Knight does not have a problem getting in your face, though. He likes to fight. He likes to fight Jason Knight, the Mississippi Bull.
Well, it's a good thing, because it's about to happen.
Pitbull Orlovsky versus Francis, the Predator Ngannou.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the beast that is Francis Ngannou. He has made it look easy up to this point in his UFC debut, and he believes that at some point he will be the UFC champion. I saw him in the back and I go, Francis, why didn't you show up at AKA? Because they had called.
256.5.
They tried to pass it off on me not answering the text messages, but we wanted to get our hands on this guy. He says that he can help anybody because of his striking skills. He's just finding himself in MMA. Looks to demolish Arlovsky tomorrow.
Arlovsky is so intimidating to me. I remember him coming to the gym and I didn't talk to him for a whole year because I was scared. But he's actually a really nice guy. I asked him, if there's anything that he wanted me to say today, and he said that in my Russian accent, I'm going to make the UFC great again.
And he's got a red hat too, so I mean, come on.
246, the official weight for the Pitbull.
I've trained with Arlovsky before, man. This guy is fast. He's got a great jab. He's got good takedown defense. And the last time he came in there with someone that people thought he was going to bowl over was Travis Brown, and we saw how that one showed up.
Definitely.
Cowboy Cerrone versus Jorge Gamebred Masvidal.
Jorge Masvidal says, I've never dropped to a body shop. Cerrone has. That being said, heart is one of his biggest strengths. He believes he can outgrind Donald Cerrone. Fighting was his first job, so if anybody can do it, it's somebody who started at the age of 14 in the streets. He has 41 fights to his record now.
171, the official weight for Gamebred.
And he's been a pro since 2003. I love how tough he is. He doesn't care what the fans have to say.
Proudly repping the great state of Colorado.